Good morning, brothers. JK, your brother in this struggle here. I just pulled up at the gym. I'm about to work out, but today I want to talk about how much information you should give your partner when you have slipped during your reboot, especially if your partner knows that you're struggling with this behavior. So this video is mostly for those brothers who are in a relationship and your partner knows that you're struggling with this or you're going through the reboot process and she's trying to be supportive. And how much information you give her during a slip is dependent on two things. It's dependent on how she views your out of control behavior, right? When she first found out about it, did she feel betrayed? Did she feel that you were cheating on her? Did it activate some of her trauma from the past? Did she start getting paranoid every time you were alone or on your phone? Did she start going through your stuff? Did she start questioning you? All these things I'm mentioning are some symptoms of betrayal trauma. On the other hand, if she's just totally cool with it and she trusts you, obviously you want to make sure that you're not taking advantage of having a super cool partner who trusts you and is like, all right, I trust you, babe, like do what you got to do. Just keep me posted if you want to. Don't take advantage of that. The first thing I want to say is that I highly recommend being truthful with your partner. Just for two reasons when you're rebooting. Firstly, it feels good to be in a relationship where you can be honest with your partner and they can support you. So you feel that you're not alone, there's nothing to hide. And then secondly, for you, it just releases shame each time you're truthful about this, because the more you keep your slips and your relapses to yourself, the more negative self-talk you build up, the more it begins to impact your self-esteem, and then it spills over into your self-confidence, and that's just not good for anybody. So the first thing I want to emphasize is that I am for absolutely telling your partner the truth. However, some men have this belief, maybe it's religious, maybe it's cultural, that the truth will set you free. You must tell the truth and the absolute truth at all times. However, there are situations when telling the truth is cruelty. And when I say when telling the truth is cruelty, it means when giving all the nitty-gritty details is going to cause more harm than good. And I'm not here, as I've said often, to oversee your morals, right? I'm not here, I'm human, right? So I'm not going to tell you what is right or wrong. I'm just going to give you my perspective as somebody who has overcome this behavior and as somebody who has coached many men through this process. I've seen this over and over again for a decade, and you can make the final decision about what you want to do. So first of all, tell the truth. But in the case that your partner is struggling with betrayal trauma and has exhibited those symptoms, she's going through your stuff, she gets hurt, she threatens separation or divorce, and that she's going to break up with you if you slip again, you want to be very careful about how much detail you share with her, right? So the first thing I think you should do is, first of all, you should be getting professional help. You should be in a reboot program, because you are completely risking your relationship by not doing anything about this. If you have a partner who's struggling with betrayal trauma and you choose to do this on your own, you are risking your relationship. I want to make it clear, because the only recourse you have is to hide it from her. But if you are seeking help, you have support. When she gets upset, when she threatens the relationship, when she becomes emotional, you have a group of men, many of whom are dealing with the same thing. And we have a system for helping you when your partner is struggling with betrayal trauma. So that's the first step. The second step is when you are going through a program, at least with the porn reboot system, we advise you to let your partner know that you're going through this, but also let her know that you're going to slip. Again, you're going to slip. One of the principles of the porn reboot system is progress over perfection. We do not come into this program to count. We do not come into this program to be perfect. I'm going to go for 90 days without slipping. We don't give a shit. We are interested in whether you are following the system, whether you're identifying your triggers, whether you're becoming more self-aware, whether you are setting up the right boundaries, whether you are working on the other areas of Reboot Capital. Those are concerns, right? You're not going to get a fucking pat on the back because you went 30 days without a slip. Anybody can go 30 days without a slip if 30 days prior they just went on this fucking binge and they feel like shit. It's called the restoration period. There's so many guys going through the restoration stage of their reboots, and they think that they're doing no fap hard mode, right? So again, you don't have to be perfect, and you want to let her know, like, I am going to slip, and I want to let you know that in this program, this system that I'm using, this porn reboot system, it's okay for a slip to happen, not a relapse. A slip is something that happens one time. It is not premeditated. You didn't plan it. And they're going to show me how to get back on track. And a slip is an important part of the journey, because that's one of the only ways sometimes that I can learn what's the boundary I crossed, right? So, dear, I've been dealing with this for a long time. And so I want you to understand that a slip doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I don't give a shit about our relationship. It doesn't mean that like I'm betraying you. And I know you may feel that way. But I will tell you one thing. If I slip, I will let you know that I slipped. However, when your partner is struggling with betrayal trauma, she may ask you for details. When did you slip? Why did you slip? What were you watching? When did you do it? And if you choose to answer these questions, I want you to understand. I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do. I want you to understand that you run the risk of basically escalating the situation to something more emotional. Because the person who's dealing with betrayal trauma feels hurt. They are looking for the details, but they're not looking for the details because they're going to be a great accountability partner. If I was asking you when, why, how, what did that happen, I don't care. All I'm asking for is I'm asking for logical information so that I can diagnose what happened and we can fix the problem. Chances are that's not what your partner is asking for. She is looking for proof that you don't care about the relationship. She's looking for proof to reinforce her insecurities. She's looking for proof that you don't care about her. Now, this is a normal human reaction, because if you were to put yourself in her shoes, if she went out one day and went out with her friends and was drinking or partying or whatever, and then you didn't see her for one night, she came back the next day and she told you something crazy like, you know, I'm sorry, like I met an old high school buddy, we had a few drinks, I thought he was just going to be a friend, but one thing led to another, and something happened, and I'm sorry, babe, but I crossed the line, and this is such a horrible thing, will you forgive me, I was drunk, blah, 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 blah. What would you say? Would just be like, that's right, babe, I forgive you. Like, you'd be shocked. You'd be like, yo, wait a minute, I thought we were in a committed relationship. Like, I get that happened, but yo, what exactly happened? Did y'all fuck? Right? Was it a blowjob? Did y'all make out? Did you hold hands? Did you confess your feelings to each other? Why would you want to know the details? Where is that reaction coming from? Because you want to understand the extent of the, let's call it the misbehavior or whatever, right? You want to see how far it went so that you can determine the security of your relationship. Like, is this something that's inexcusable? And we don't usually have some rules for this that we write down before the relationship. This is something within us. We are checking within ourselves versus what happened to figure out, all right, how shitty does this make me feel? How insecure does this make me feel? How pissed off does this make me feel? And if it makes you feel pissed off and shitty enough, you may decide that you're done with the relationship. Well, that's exactly what's happening when a female partner with betrayal trauma, asks you for all those details. She is checking with her internal emotional barometer to see how fucked up is this, right? But the truth is, in this situation, you're dealing with an out-of-control behavior. You're dealing with an addiction. Now, of course, you have to take responsibility. You got into a relationship while dealing with this, right? Or she got into a relationship with you knowing that you were dealing with this. But when she does that, it can only be done so many times. When a partner steps out, like the earlier scenario that I gave you, it's a female partner who stepped out, maybe it's something that just happened that one time. Maybe, okay? Maybe not. You know how it goes sometimes. But in this scenario, maybe it's something that happened that one time. But a slip, in your case, brother, it's something that might happen many times during your reboot, over the course of a year. So ask yourself, do you want your partner to feel as if you cheated on her every single time? Or do you want her to understand that it's not that big a deal, that it is part of the process? It is not the same as, oh my God, I slipped and my dick fell into some other woman's vagina. Babe, I'm gonna tell the guys at my in my recovery group that happened. That's a completely different thing. We're talking about a slip, all right? Now, I hope this is making sense to you guys so far. I won't get too deep into it because I gotta go work out. Again, it's not about the morals of it. That is just my suggestion. And to end this, the way that you can make your partner receptive to this is she has to ideally understand how this process works. What is a slip? What is a relapse? Right? How are men different from women? How is this not cheating? Right? And she has to go through the process working with her own coach, betrayal trauma coach, or in another group with a group of women or with a therapist to come to terms with it. But she has to first understand what's happening. And this is why both of you actually need professional help if your partner is dealing with betrayal trauma. All right? So at the end of the day, for the brothers who asked that question, tell the truth. Let them know that you slipped, but you don't need to go into the nitty-gritty because, in my professional opinion, I don't think it does anything good. I don't think anything good comes out of it. It causes more harm than good. When it comes to how often that you're slipping, understand that when you're slipping often, you're most likely in a relapse. All right? So what you would tell your partner is that, hey, I'm in a relapse. And ideally, she would understand that you had slipped multiple times. Again, your partner is not your accountability partner. All right? Your romantic partner. It is other men. And if you do not have other men to be your accountability partner, if you're sitting there watching this video and you're like, yeah, this is relevant to me, but you don't have accountability partners that you can hit up each week, that you can FaceTime whenever you want during the week or at least once a week, then you have a serious problem. If you have a partner who's dealing with betrayal trauma and you're afraid that if she finds out that you've been viewing pornography, she's gonna leave your ass, you need professional help and she needs professional help. I highly recommend scheduling a call, I need to get into the gym, scheduling a call with one of our reboot specialists. All right, so go ahead, use the link in the description below this video and schedule a call. All right, I'm getting distracted. The parking lot of this gym is just filling up, so I gotta go, gentlemen. If you have any questions for me, you can go ahead and ask them in the comment section below. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.